Good afternoon, world. It is moments past noon here in Waxahachie, Texas, deep in the heart of the Lone Star State. And today is the 5th of March, episode number 125 of the greatness of Grit and Good News. And we are broadcasting live from our palatial studio in downtown Waxahachie in the shadows of the historic Ellis County Courthouse. And I'm your co host, and I was taking a little grief from Sharon next door about looking like it's the middle of the winter, but I'll tell you later why I'm wearing all this about the great Edina Hornets. And so Sam's at the board, and Scott's by my side. And take it, Scott.
Thank you, brother. Welcome, everybody, to Grit and Good News. We call it affectionately GGN. We should start our own GGN network. Anyway, thank you for being here. We do this show every Tuesday and Thursday. You already know that, from noon until 1 o'clock Central Standard Time, that being Texas time. And so we love having you here. We love doing this show. We have a lot of fun. We talk about a lot of stuff, and we're just your average Joes who happen to enjoy conversation and authentic conversation, honest conversation. And so that's what we do here. If you're interested in what you hear here and want more of it, you can go to substack.com where you will find, if you search Grit and Good News, an opportunity to subscribe to uh, our stuff, our content. So we have columns that I write. Jeff writes opinion poems. Sammy provides other content, and then we have our show. We have audio versions of what we do, and I believe that's about it. But for $5 a month, you can't beat it. So we'd be honored if you chose to subscribe to Grit and Good News on Substack.com. That said, we always start our show with number episode. We take the last two numbers of the episode. Today, as Jeff just told you, is 125. 125. Is that it?
125th, we
Fifth.
call that.
Duh. Well, see what we were just talking about. Our minds skip a beat sometimes. But anyway, 125th. So we're talking about number 25 across all major sports. So start with football, Sam.
Football, yes, sir.
Number 25 would be, I have no idea.
You don't have any idea, Jeffrey?
I
Not
got
off the
nobody.
cuff.
No, I don't
Nobody.
research that.
No,
I
let me
want to come. I want to
think.
learn here.
That usually would be a defensive back or a running back.
Sorry, retriever like Crabtree.
Who?
Sorry, retriever like Crabtree.
Michael-
Receiver.
Michael Crabtree.
You don't know
Well-
who said that? Sorry, receiver like Crabtree. Richard Sherman.
Oh,
Number
yeah, he
25.
was. Yeah, well, I try to forget Richard Sherman every chance I get.
Yeah.
Is
And
he sorry?
I'll start with Fred Billington-Foff.
Bolitnikoff.
Bolitnikoff.
Aye.
Sammy's writing a new dictionary of athletes' names across all sports. What was that name again, Sam?
Blinton-Foff.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm so glad you knew who that was.
Bolitnikoff. Matter of fact, there's a
Bolitnikoff.
Bolitnikoff award for the best receiver in college football, like the Heisman,
Yeah.
before the receiver.
Oh,
Fred
cool.
Bolitnikoff. He played for the Raiders.
Yeah. And then LaShawn McCoy, we know that one.
Yeah. What'd they call him?
I don't know.
Something daddy.
I don't
Something
know.
weird, something like ghetto.
Yo,
thing.
daddy.
Something.
Tommy McDonald, legend for the Eagles, Richard. And then Reggie Bush for the Saints.
Yeah.
Jamal Charles, you know him for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And then Haven Moses for the
What
Broncos.
number was Reggie Bush in college?
5.
Very good. Who do you play for?
The
Time up.
give me
USC.
USC. That's what the Trojans, right?
Yes, the Trojans. All right. Football. What's next?
All right. No, NBA is next.
NBA.
You're not gonna
25. That's my boy Andrew Toney from way back when. I'm
You
gonna
said
get him
his-
right one of these
You
days.
said his name. He's not on here.
25 is Gail Goodrich for the Los
There
Angeles
you
Lakers.
go, Gail Goodrich.
Sweet little guard. He was part of the legend.
Vince Carter wore
Yeah.
it for the Mavericks
Did
when he played there.
He
Yes,
played
he
for
did.
every team in the league.
Yeah. Mark Price,
Yeah.
market price for the Cavs.
No, Mark.
I know, but Ben Simmons.
Market price.
Yeah.
Sammy's a comedian.
Yeah, Ben Simmons. He's out of the league.
He's a joke.
Now you'll love this one. This is one of your favorites. He played for the Bulls. Steve Kerr wore number 25.
He's insufferable.
And then old Danny Manning. I don't know who that is or what team he played
Played for
for.
Kansas.
You know,
He was a
if you
star at
don't know him,
Kansas.
he's not worthy of the list.
Well,
Yeah.
he's a star. He was a star at Kansas, and then he played for a number of teams. But he was probably the best player in college basketball in his prime.
All right, MLB. There's a big one.
MLB 25. Hang on. Hang on. Hey Terry, welcome, bud. Hope you're feeling well. I don't know.
Barry Bonds. Isn't he like a
Cheater,
legend? Oh,
cheater.
see, I don't know much about baseball, but I figured you would have got that.
Yeah,
Andrew Jones, and he spells it
he,
Andruw
yeah, he's a center fielder for the
for the
Braves,
Braves. And then we got Rafael Palmeiro for the Rangers.
Palmero.
and then
Palmeiro.
he played for the Orioles. And he's one of the guys that went up before Congress when they were doing the questioning about steroids,
Mm.
and basically said, I don't, and then he did. He's
And,
kind of
and
been banned
and we,
from
we call
baseball.
we call him Rafi. And wasn't he from Mississippi
He played at
State?
Mississippi
And
State. Yep, with
he took
Will
over for Will
Will Clark.
Clark, who was
Yeah,
also from Mississippi
yeah,
State.
And
exactly.
then we got another Mark McGuire, played for the Cardinals, but he spells it McGwire.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you made that up.
mm,
I don't know who
Okay.
that
Hey,
is.
mama.
We got
Yeah,
Tommy John surgery, and then Buddy Bell for the Indians
and the Rangers.
and the
He played
Rangers.
third base.
All right,
Uh,
NHL. This is gonna be fun.
NHL, I don't know anybody that wear 25 in the NHL. Oh, wait a minute. Jason Robertson.
He wears 25.
Does he?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't get
Either
him.
that or 24 or
I didn't.
21.
I didn't get him. But
Uh,
Duchesne wears 26. Yeah, no, I think
Y'all talk.
he's
I'll
20.
look
He's
up Jason.
25. No, you're
all
good.
right, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's
Watch this
start
one.
with Joe Nuyendik.
Yeah, there you go. Sammy. We don't say those words on the show.
Nuyendik.
That would be that
Nuyendike.
that would be Joey Newendike,
Newendike.
and
Nuyendike.
he's got one of the great nicknames of all time, Joey Alphabet. And I did a quick count.
Joey Alphabet.
He
That's cool.
does have 11 letters. And how many letters are there in the alphabet, Sam?
25.
26.
26.
Lord
26.
have mercy.
He's got
My
Kennedy,
bad.
are you watching this?
We're talking about 25.
yeah, Joey Alphabet, and he came. This was a weird trade. They traded him even up for Jerome Aginla, who we had drafted, and Jerome had never played uh, anything. It happened in training camp, one on one.
All right.
Calgary. There you go.
Jason Robertson was 21. Is
21.
21. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
All right.
All right. What else? Is
Second one,
that
I
it?
got Dave
Oh,
Andreychuk.
Andrew Chuck.
Chuck,
Andreychuk for the
Buffalo.
Sabres.
Yeah,
We got Vincent Damphouse for the
Close
Canadians.
enough.
We got Jacques Lemaire.
that would be
Jacques Lemaire.
Jacques
Jacques
Lemaire.
Lemaire.
Montreal.
Kevin Stevens.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for him. Easy name. Then we got Max Talbot for the Penguins.
Close enough. I was at a game. Penguins, I can't remember who they were playing. Kevin Stevens played for the Penguins. He got hit. So they both, you know how they run into each other? The kind of, they know they're going to collide and they'll
Yeah.
jump up.
Yeah.
Well, they jumped up, and this is when they didn't make everybody wear a face shield. Although
Or a mask,
Ben doesn't
yeah.
wear a face
It's
shield.
Mac face.
Or I'm sorry, yeah, shield. They jump up, hit each other. It knocks Kevin Stevens out. He falls face first onto the ice and
Ouch.
busted him
Oh.
I
up.
bet.
It was awful.
Well,
Look at
that's it.
Kennedy. Kennedy's like, atta girl, Kennedy.
It's 26.
Go ahead.
That's it.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
What else did you have hockey wise? Anything right now? Okay.
Couple, nothing huge. Nothing.
All righty.
All right. State election results. We know that for Governor Abbott's going to win. He's Kenna Hosa, a woman is running against him in the general election. He will destroy her as well. So that's no surprise. Dan Patrick won. No surprise there. Surprised that Sid Miller lost. I don't know if that was, I know Huffines won for comptroller, agricultural secretary, or agriculture commissioner. I believe that's what they're called. Does it show you there? Right here? Is that it? Is it?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Clayton Tucker.
Yeah. So,
He's Democrat, unopposed.
oh no, that's not Democrat. So on the, I don't know where the Republican side is, but Sid Miller, who had been the agricultural guy for a long time, got beat in the primary. On the Senate side, we now have a runoff between John Cornyn and Ken Paxton. That is one of the more interesting, intriguing races across the country. Pardon, don't let us interrupt your show, Sammy. So we have Cornyn and Paxton that are in a runoff. As you may have heard, Donald Trump has come out and said that he is going to endorse one of them, and that if he does, or when he does, he's asking the other one to drop out so that we don't, the the Republicans don't have to go through this and beat the tar out of each other, because these two guys will figuratively beat the tar out of each other
I know, and Cornyn has already spent 80 million on the primary, and they think he'd have to spend another 80 million
in the
on the
runoff.
general election. But
Oh well, I
he,
don't know how much in the runoff.
here's the scary part. If you take the U.S. Senate on the Democratic primary, and you take Tallarico and Jasmine and 30,000 on Hassan, it comes to a total of 2.2 2.252 million
People voted
people voted
on the Democrat
on the
side.
Democrat side.
Okay.
If you take Cornyn and Paxton, they add up to 1,768,000. And if you take all the other also rans that were in there, and there were another 6 people, and that takes that total on the Republican side up to 2,130. Now, 2,130 is less than 225.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is why Trump has his panties in a wad about the whole thing, about only one of those guys going and not having a runoff.
Yeah, I mean
It
they
makes
just set them.
sense.
It's like what Tellerico has done in the race with Jasmine Crockett. We already knew who Jasmine Crockett was and is, so no surprises there. Although the woman never ceases to surprise us, and we're going to show you. Don't we have a video of her, Sammy, or do we? Okay. So we know who Jasmine Crockett is. With Tallarico, he's kind of new on the scene, although he's been a state senator. So what these campaigns expose, particularly for people that we don't know well, it exposes their flaws. So in a primary and then a general election setting, because not all ultra local races are not primaries; they're just general elections. But in this case, where you have a primary and then a runoff, both Cornyn and Paxton are going to do everything they can to beat the other, and in doing so, expose them in such a way that when it comes November, they will have been exposed by the Democrats. But the same thing applies to Tallarico. So I do think we have a video here of Tallarico, and we'll show it to you in a minute. But Tallarico is being exposed for things that I didn't even know, and I study this stuff. Um, and we'll talk about it in a minute. So I get why Trump is wanting to, stop this runoff from happening. The question would be, well, okay, uh, Cornyn got like 42%, Paxton got 40%, so they're neck and neck essentially within the margin of error.
Yep.
And so which one of them? Let's say I'm Paxton and Trump endorses Cornyn. I have the legitimate thought and reaction to say, well, I'm not dropping out. I mean, I granted he may beat me now because of Trump's endorsement, but in a straight up race, we were neck and neck. Why would I drop out and flip that to Paxton? Cornyn would say, well, why would I drop out?
He's
So
he's the sitting attorney general,
who?
Paxton.
Paxton, yeah.
Okay.
And
You
Cornyn's
know,
a sitting senator.
if you do things for your party and you take one for the team, don't you think that's recognized and appreciated? And don't you think, I don't know, uh, this was all about going from a state job to a national job,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
U.S.
yeah,
Senate
yeah,
is a
yeah.
national job. So, I think that puts him in line for great things in the Trump
You talking
administration.
about Paxton?
Yeah,
Yeah,
on a national level.
yeah. The
And so,
idea, that's the idea. I think Trump is saying, look, wink, wink, you drop out
yeah,
and I'll reward you either now or in the future, although the future for Trump is somewhat limited because he terms out. But he may be saying to Paxton, hey, you drop out of this, I'll give you a job in DC or in my administration. He may be saying the same thing to Cornyn. If you ask me, I don't care for Paxton on the personal side, but then again, I've said here many a time and said everybody deserves a chance at redemption, and everybody until they die has a chance to turn their life around. So who am I to say? I mean, I'm the last one to be saying stuff like he's disqualified because of his personal conduct. If that were the case, we would never have a president or senator or anybody else. Jesus was the only one.
oh, we'd only have preachers and priests. Oh, I'm sorry. They're not
Yeah.
perfect either.
Yeah, I mean, look at Tallarico. Tallarico's out there saying that the Bible okays abortion. And it's just that's almost blasphemy if you ask me. So, well, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out and which one Trump endorses and why. because they're going to face, one of them is going to face Tallarico. So we'll keep our eyes on this and let you know as soon as we know. We'll let you know on either in our show or on our Great Good News page that Trump is endorsed and who's dropping out
I had been
if
hearing
that happens.
before it happened that the polls were saying Paxton would win it, which I found surprising. And
Yeah.
he squeaked in right behind him. But um, I I think there's a lot of bad vibe against Paxton,
Well, it's
isn't there?
because yeah, there is, and
And
there always has
and
been.
and with Cornyn, it's passive bad vibe. It's like
Yeah.
you don't do much, but what have you done to hurt me?
Yeah, that's a very good analysis. Paxton has had his troubles, both personal and legal. Cornyn is, if there was ever a guy who, in my opinion, defined the establishment, it would be a guy like Cornyn. It's kind of like Mitch McConnell. Like, okay, well,
Right?
there's no excitement, no inspiration, no motivation. It doesn't have that impact on anybody around him. Paxton's a fireball, but Paxton's got his is himself in a bind with some of the things he's done has happened. So we'll see. But those are the bigger races. We're going to talk about our local races
So,
here in a little while.
one more thing then. So, in who do you think against Tallarico would be the more electable? Once you
Yeah,
get, you got your Democrats, they're going to do their thing, but there's more Republicans out there, and one could say either one of them may be able to handle. I don't know.
yeah. What political instincts I have tell me that Cornyn would be the one I would prefer instinctively. Now, I've
You mean prefer because he's more electable?
yes,
Yeah, I think so.
because with Tallarico, there's going to be a whole lot of stuff. Like, Sammy, do we have that video of him, Tallarico? Let's call up that video. I'm going to show you an example of what's going to happen to Tallarico as we move forward. And it's not going to wait until the campaigns start for the general election. It's going to start happening now. But this is Tallarico from a couple, 2 or 3, 4 years ago, something like that. Just listen. This is a guy, state. I don't know if he's in the Senate or House of Representatives. I think the Senate in Texas. He's a went to seminary, is a pastor, whatever else. But listen to this on top of what we've already talked about with him with respect to abortion and gay rights and that sort of thing. Listen to this.
Before we go further, I want to acknowledge that our trans community needs abortion care too. Defending trans Texans is something we have to do every day.
Wait, he said our
Not played again.
Before we go further, I want to acknowledge that our trans community needs abortion care too. Defending
That's
trans.
good, Sam. So there's Tallarico, and there are other videos. There's a video of him saying that Jesus was not a man or a woman. I'm sorry, God is non-binary. Here he says that our trans community deserves the right to an abortion. That members of the trans community deserve the right to abortion. All right. He 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 also talks about the transgender community on a larger scale. It's it's for those of us that are conservative, it's deeply troubling. All right. Now we're in the state of Texas. We're not in New York City. We're not in Vermont. We're not in California or one of these other whack job places where everything goes. We're in a place that honors family, God, guns, gun rights, all the good things that life offers us. We value those things. And here comes along little squeaky guy here who's saying God is non-binary. Uh, the transgender community deserves the right to abortion. The Bible doesn't condemn abortion. The Bible,
because it
because it
wasn't
doesn't
mentioned
mention
by
yeah,
name.
that gay, there's nothing wrong with gay being homosexual because the Bible doesn't explicitly say it. The things we talked about the other day. So just wait until that
And
gets.
there is nothing wrong with being homosexual.
Yeah, I've never said that.
Whether the Bible mentions it or not, that our whole world doesn't exist around what was mentioned in the Bible. It was about the message of love that Jesus brought. That's what counts.
Do I, and I don't want to get off on homosexuality, but do I think that it's antithetical to what Jesus teaches? I do. But at the same time, uh, I've got to focus on my life but I'm not a politician espousing things that are clearly, uh, what's the word? Wrong, amiss, weird, just bizarre. I mean, Talarico is a bizarre. I've told Sonia every time I see him, I get the creeps, and just because he's articulate, he reminds me of Pete Buttigieg, as Trump likes to say. That's who he reminds me of. Articulate, but way off base.
Right.
So anyway, there you have it on the on the state level, and we'll keep our eyes and ears close. The Stars are on a roll. They play tomorrow night against the best team in hockey and the team leading their conference, Colorado. They'll play tomorrow night in Dallas, so it'll be exciting.
And Dallas is number
Yeah.
2 in the entire league. They would lead any of the other 5 divisions right
Yeah.
now.
And how about my Buffalo Sabres? They've been in the basement for 15 years. Maury's in Florida now, so I know he's not watching, but the they are they are second overall in that
Right.
conference.
Right.
They are kicking
And
butt.
they started out terribly this
Yeah,
year, and
and
then
they're kicking
they
butt.
rallied strong.
I mean,
And
it's amazing.
so the trade deadline in hockey is this Friday.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. Jim Nill made a pretty good move. We've always been complaining that we need another right-handed defenseman. There's way more left-handed players. When we say left-handed, we're not talking about writing and eating. We're talking about shooting left-handed. And if you shoot left-handed, you're really a right-handed person.
Yeah.
So short on right-handed D. And they pulled the plug and they got this Tyler Myers from Vancouver, who has just been garage selling their players for draft picks.
Yeah.
Quinn Hughes from the Olympic team, they traded him to the Wild before the Olympics. So anyway, this Tyler Myers, he comes in at a tiny little 6'8", and now we've also got Leon Bichelle, our other D. Can you imagine having 6'7" on one side and
Goons.
6'8" on the other? And he had an interesting background. I was shocked when I read that he was American born, and I go, what? And I do a little look, and he's born in Houston and moved with his father to Calgary when he's 10 and became a Canadian citizen. What's the connection there? Houston, oil town. Calgary, oil town.
Yeah, got it.
There you go.
So if I'm right-handed, so I wouldn't hit a puck. Wait a minute. If I'm right-handed, what am I going to hit it this way? Yeah.
Well, here's the screwy thing also. You would think that you would swing a hockey stick the same way that you swing a baseball bat, okay? So there's
That's the way I would.
yeah, more people are right-handed hitters,
Yeah.
okay? And
Yeah.
more
So
people play golf right-handed. It's weird. It's
so
weird.
if you're a right-handed guitar player, you're playing with your left hand up on the neck. If you're a left-handed guy, you play your right hand up on the neck. Yeah.
Weird.
All right. Enough of that. My Tarnations, I got a few here. Well, let me go back. I was remiss in honoring a couple of people that we've lost in the past month or so here in Waxahachie. One of them was Wanda Kane, a longtime educator in our city, a really wonderful person. Candace Alfinger is one of her daughters. Candace, a beautiful lady and a friend. Wanda Kane, I remember talking to her when we first started the Sun. She used to say, she this was before we had newsletters that we mailed out or our paper mailed out via email with a link. She would call me up and say, Scott, can you email me every Wednesday morning to be sure I can get the Sun via email? I said, Miss Wanda, I will do that. Anything else you need, I'll be happy to do it for you. And then she got on a rotation so that she got it automatically. But I always valued the conversations I had with Wanda Kane, so we will definitely miss her. She lived to be 100, I believe. And then, as I wrote yesterday in a tribute column to Daryl Ney, at 92 years old, he tragically lost his life last Tuesday, not 2 days ago, but 9 days ago, in an ATV accident out on his farm. Daryl Ney, highly successful businessman, owned a construction company and other things. A wonderful family. Really, the city will miss Mr. Ney. I did not know him, although I've met him several times. As I said in my column, uh, I wasn't blessed in the sense of getting to know him personally, but he certainly deserves to be recognized as one of the kings. So I wanted to mention those two people. All right, Tarnations. I got a few. Crockett claiming the GOP cheated in the Democratic primary on Tuesday. That's a new one for me. Normally, I get that she's going to say we cheated. They always do, but that was a Democrat primary. So if we were cheating, we would have chosen her to win. We would have cheated so that she would win because I guarantee you, and I put my mortgage on it, that she would lose in the general election. She could have been facing Papa Smurf in the general election and lost in Texas. But so if the Republicans were going to cheat, I think the Republicans, we didn't cheat, they didn't cheat, but they enticed her to give up her seat in Congress and run for the Senate in Texas. Because of using polls and other stuff, they enticed her, urged her, goaded her, egged her, whatever you want to call it, and she did it. So we got her to run, but then we wanted her to win, not Tallarico. Now Tallarico, I don't think is going to win either in the general election. I just gave you reasons why. But the value of getting her to run was to have her win the primary so that we could face her in the general election. Yet she's accusing the Republicans in Texas of cheating so that she lost.
And explain why she's complaining.
Well, she's complaining because there was an issue in Dallas County of voting. I think it was voting locations and the timing, the times to vote. But what she's claiming, of course, you could have said there was a light out on Elm Street in Dallas, and she would have claimed that there was a massive uh, traffic problem and nobody could get to the polls. They exaggerate things, but that was the rough
Yeah,
reason.
and the specifics of that had to do with the voting at the bigger or the smaller,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
smaller precinct, and people were confused. And our great Dallas Morning News yesterday had this nice uh, headline: "Mass
Mass.
confusion for primaries. Hundreds showed up at the wrong voting location." I just threw that thing down here. The total number of votes that were cast between those two in Dallas was about 250,000. 250.
The difference between them,
The
or the
total
total
the
votes?
total votes.
What was the difference between Tallarico? Do you have it there?
Yeah.
Tallarico and the votes that Crockett got.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's claiming that the Republicans cheated in the Democrat primary so that she would lose. It's just bizarre on all fronts.
Jasmine, 1,034,034, and Tallarico 1,001,088.
So he won by 150,000 votes.
Yeah.
Uh, so she's saying that there was enough cheating to go on that cost her 150,000 votes.
And that her people were disenfranchised. So now you got hundreds of people. Now they didn't say thousands, so that means somewhere between 1 and 900.
Yeah.
Okay. And she said the primary contest featured much debate about electability, with Crockett saying skepticism of her ability to win over more conservative voters carried undertones of race and gender. Yet some Democrats who voted for Tallarico told reporters they loved Crockett's passion, but doubted her ability to beat Republicans in
Yeah,
November.
I'm so tired of hearing about disenfranchisement and racism.
Disenfranchised.
It's the same old. These people aren't smart enough, particularly her and people like Hakeem Jeffries and all the others that claim racism all the time. They're not smart enough to realize that we're tired of hearing it, both the left and the right. And the left has gone after Jasmine Crockett for the claims she's made as well. Basically, I read a report this morning that said she ran I won't use the word they used, uh, a lousy campaign and no ground game, none of that stuff. So I think Jasmine Crockett, like I'm going to talk about here on a local level in a few minutes, I think she thought this is her race, that she wasn't going to lose,
Right.
and lo and behold, she did. So there you have it. do we have any videos other than that on anything to do with Crockett or Tallarico? Okay, all right. I want to mention also that Spain has learned a hard lesson. They told Donald Trump and this administration that the United States could not use any military bases in the country of Spain as we fight this battle, or I don't know if I call it a war. It's a battle, it's a war, but it's not a forever war as we keep hearing about. We're 5 days into it, or 6 days. But Spain said you can't use our military bases, and Trump said, "Well, hold my beer. Um, we'll just stop all trade with Spain." So he said, "No more trading with Spain." And Spain said, "Well, wait a second, we rethought this, and you can use our military bases." So there you go. So what strength? Strength. It's always best to be in a position of strength. And then I want to show you this video. Oh, one more thing before I get to the video. There's a report out, a story out. This is the headline. This is on Fox News of yesterday. It says some rugby programs eliminate women's teams in favor of, quote, open category for trans athletes. Now, I'll be the first to say, although probably more popular than we realize, most of us don't go home at the end of the day and say, you know what, I'm going to turn on a rugby game tonight. Particularly, I'm going to turn on a women's rugby game tonight. Okay, I love women, married to one, and so
Coincidentally,
yeah, so I'm not, it's nothing about women, but it's like uh, I'm not going to go home and watch I don't know,
I did
any other.
think when I watched the last Summer Olympic Games and I started seeing more rugby than I ever seen, it's very, very
Yeah, they beat
fun
the
to
crap
watch.
out of it. I don't. It's like watching cricket. Cricket, I bet you if I, it's like people that don't understand hockey.
Right.
They don't like to watch hockey because they don't understand hockey. I understand that because I don't understand cricket. I don't understand rugby. And so I don't like to watch it. I got to know how the game's played so I'll enjoy it.
Go
But
out to Grand Prairie. We've now got a team in the
cricket,
pro cricket
or
league in
yeah,
Grand
yeah, I've
Prairie.
heard. But the Charlotte, oh my goodness, the Charlotte Royals has switched its women's team to be the open category alongside another team, the Mother Ruckers, put out statements declaring their support for the open category. So we're getting rid of women's rugby in parts of America in lieu of having trans rugby teams. I don't know how much more disrespectful to women can you be.
So in that trans league, you got trans people going both ways in there.
I guess that's
Wow,
it's open, so
wow,
you could claim to be a bunny and play on that team. I guess I don't know.
slaughter the lambs.
And then so the last one I have here is Nancy Mace, the congresswoman who is also running for governor of South Carolina. Uh, there was a hearing yesterday with Tim Walz and Keith Ellison, the AG of Minnesota, and I wanted you to, this is short, right, Sam? Wanted you to hear just a tad bit of the exchange. So play it, Sammy.
What is a woman? Have you learned that lesson? Do you know what a woman is?
I'm the governor of Minnesota, Congressman.
Do you know what a
I'm
woman
not here
is?
to be your prop for your obsession.
So
I
if you
taught middle
can't
school, your
define what a
obsession.
woman is, you certainly can't define what fraud is. If you can't even define what a woman is, you can't define fraud. What is a
So,
woman?
I mean, there
Have
you
you
have
learned
it.
that lesson?
Have you learned
She's
that
a
lesson?
fireball and doesn't take much from anybody. She's got her own issues, but she, I mean, what is it with people on the left not being able to tell me what me, anybody else, what a woman is? I don't get it. I just don't. And what's the benefit of saying I'm not going to answer the question? It's stupid. And she went on to say, well, if you don't know, as you just heard, if you don't know what a woman is or can't define a woman, you certainly aren't going to sit here and act like you know what fraud is, or you don't know how to be the governor of Minnesota. You don't know what a governor is. She just went on and said, basically, if you can't, it's like the Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown. Um, wouldn't answer that question in her hearing. So how can you be a Supreme Court judge if you don't know how to answer what's a woman? At least come up with a canned answer, something that we could either disagree or agree with. But when you refuse to answer, and in his case, Walter's case, he says, I'm not going to be your prop. Maybe she was using it as a prop, probably so, but he's proppable. So I mean, just say what a woman is. I mean, a woman has their own chromosomes, their bodies, yeah, they're different. They're beautiful, many of them, and I happen to have the most beautiful. And
You might be
so,
tied.
yeah, Anyway, that's a tarnation if there ever was one. Terry mentions Wanda Kane was a great person and teacher as well. Yes, she was. All right. This is the moment of truth. We have been delaying this brief discussion about students walking out of high schools in America in protest of ICE. Now, I'm going to be a little satirical here, not that that will surprise anybody, but my guess is most of these students have no idea what ICE stands for. And yet, like with many people that are in these protests and in these marches, you ever hear this, for lack of a better description, sideline reporter will say, "What do you hear? What are you protesting?" Well, Trump. Well, what about Trump? Are you protesting? I don't really know. And many of them, some of them are paid protesters. So you get to these students and you say to a student, well, first of all, what is ICE? What does ICE stand for? And why are you protesting ICE? I don't think these students have any idea. Sammy, did we have a video of that? Yeah, so I'm just going to show you a video of a scene of students walking out of school. And I think that's say that's in Dallas, Sam? Yeah. Yeah, okay, go ahead and play it.
Students walked out of Dallas ISD high schools to protest ICE immigration actions.
Walkouts were planned at least half a dozen schools for today. Fox 4's Sean Rabb is live with more tonight. Sean.
Yeah, so what we saw happen in Dallas ISD schools today started on social media and then grew into these protests that were scattered across Dallas campuses through lunch periods, trying to avoid classroom disruption and the ire of state leadership. Students poured out of Dallas ISD schools, starting at the Yvonne Ewell Townview Magnet Center, protesting ICE operations in Dallas. Junior Thomas Bogman, the event organizer.
The fear that our peers go through every single day, it has to be vocalized. And what we're doing right now is vocalizing that fear that we've been hearing for months.
I have people who have as many as 3 U.S. citizen children to as much as 8 U.S. citizen children. All of those children are attending Texas school districts every day. They are dealing with the weight of their parents being detained and potentially deported. And then there's also students who are dealing with their parents being deported, and yet they're showing up to our schools every day.
Local immigration attorney Belinda Arroyo.
These walkouts, I believe, allow them to at least express the way that they're feeling inside, whether that's frustration, whether that's depression, whether that's anger, in a way that for them, they feel like somebody will listen, somebody will hear.
Governor Greg Abbott and the Texas Education Agency Commissioner Mike Morath put school districts on notice last week that they could face funding cuts and other legal liability, including.
So there you have it. The question I have, and it maybe it's rhetorical, maybe it's not, but isn't it fair to say that if you, the three of us, let's say we are opposed to a trade the Cowboys make, right? And we're going to go to Jerry World and we're going to protest. That we're doing that because we want it to have an impact on what we're protesting about, correct? So people protest something. It's like in a sports game. If you protest a game, that means you're saying, I am saying this game has been played in a form of, I guess you could say, fraud, if you will, not right, against the rules, and I'm protesting, which means I want the game to be either replayed or the score to be changed, right? So you apply that same logic to all these other protests, you would say, well, protesters are getting together so as to have an impact. That is to stop something, to have it redone, to have it to contribute something to it that will make it better, any number of things. But that's why people protest. In America, what I see is that people are protesting with the full understanding that none of what I'm doing is going to make a hill of beans to anybody.
But I'm on TV.
Yeah.
I feel important.
Yeah.
And in this case, I got out of school.
Yeah.
Okay. And
so Abbott has said he expects, I'm paraphrasing, superintendents to apply rules that make it such that these students are either expelled or suspended or whatever. It could be that the families are fined. I don't know, whatever the number of penalties are, but I'm all for that. If I send now, I'm all for that in the sense that if Sammy's in school, when he was in school, and the school has said we are gonna honor we're going to force transgender studies in our curriculum, then I'm going to be protesting. But I'm not going to be protesting because somebody paid me or because I just want to be seen on TV. I won't even be outside with a sign, which I think is kind of
But are you
dopey.
going to protest after school when the buses are out there and all the cars are lined up to pick up their kids,
N-
or are you skipping school to do it? That's
no.
the question.
Well, that if I'm a student, if I know I want my kids to follow the rules. So if I'm a student, I don't want to be suspended, but I'm talking about as a parent. So let's just say this issue is about ICE, but let's just say one of our kids is in school back in the day, and the school is saying we're going to force these students to have a transgender class, indoctrination, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to fight that like hell. I'm not going to go out there and do these dopey protests where nothing is going to happen. I'm going to demand to see the superintendent or the principal. I'm going to be in front of the school board. I'm going to hire lawyers. I'm going to do anything I can, everything I can to make that go away or change. That's what a coach would do when he's protesting a game. A coach doesn't, I mean, some coaches might, but we don't see protests very often in sports, right?
No.
We only see it in extreme cases where the coach really believes that what the issue is one that they can get changed by making a protest. Otherwise, if the coaches had the mentality of the American public, particularly those on the left, where everything you do that I don't like, I'm going to go protest. Imagine the coach having that mentality. So here's a bad play at third. I'm going to protest the game. Okay, well, that's in the second inning. In the eighth inning, our guy caught that ball and you called him safe. I'm protesting the game. That they would be doing that all the time. So what I'm saying is two things. One, the students, the rules should be applied, and if it's happening in Waxahachie, then we'll be sure to make sure we understand what's going on with the superintendent and school board here. But the students should not be walking out of school to protest ICE, especially given the very real possibility they don't even know what ICE is or what they're protesting.
And in today's world of budgetary considerations for everything, I don't think these kids are ever thinking about the fact that TEA officials also reminded school leaders that students who walk out of school must be given unexcused absences, which could affect the district's attendance-based funding.
Right.
And in the Northwest ISD, officials reminded teachers and staff that their role was to remain professionally neutral regarding the walkouts and not to encourage or discourage student no, that's not what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You are supposed to encourage them not to walk out.
Right. I totally agree with that. I just, of course, we're all free speech here in the First Amendment, but at the same time, rules are rules. And the idea that these students are just walking out of schools and these attorneys and all that are encouraging them to, it just sits wrong as far as I'm concerned. All right. Let's do your random thoughts if you got
Random
them, Jeffrey.
thoughts.
Yep.
You
Random
know,
thoughts for today.
this got
5 of them.
delayed from the other day, but it still applies. I got so worn out in the commercials this year, and James Tallarico complaining about national ICE. He's talking about it like the problems that they have in these sanctuary cities are not the problems that we have in Texas, but he's all up in arms about it, and he's trying to cross multiply these issues, and it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. But me, I'm just another soldier in the army of love,
There you go.
and we are only as good as we make ourselves. And sadly, I'm not sure if there's a cure for mass murder. I really, I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
And of course, March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb. Now, that quote came in 1780, 1732, and I wouldn't say it happened here in Texas, but Lord knows it happened up in the Northeast, and
Yeah.
they're still not out of that.
Well,
It's a great
I think
expression.
we're about to get some bad weather the next few days, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. It looked pretty nasty last night going home. All right, thank you for those. The Tallarico thing, I think Tallarico, although the Democrats would be wise to purge themselves of the woke ideology. I think then for the Democrats in Texas or in the South, Tallarico is going to lead the charge right back into it. All right, let's talk about real quick, and Sammy, you can weigh in on this. Streaming services in this country have gone berserk. When we click on our smart TV and all the apps that we've purchased and all that, services, HBO, Showtime, Netflix, Hulu, Paramount, Peacock, you name it, Prime TV, Apple TV, they're all there. And Sonia and I'll sit there and go through it now that we've gone through about every good show we can think of, and we'll find one. And sometimes, or not sometimes, oftentimes we get lucky and they're good. But what for you would be the favorite so far that you've watched in terms of streaming shows?
Well,
series?
Landman is number one
Oh yeah,
by
I forgot to
far.
write that down.
There's another one that I don't think caught on as much about Diplomat, about
That's a good one.
a lady overseas.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And we like Lioness a lot.
Yeah.
And
have you watched Mayor of Kingstown?
No, we haven't. We haven't watched that. But the Tulsa King, we couldn't really tolerate that one. But another one that I don't think caught on as much. We love this Lincoln Lawyer.
Oh, that's good.
It's had
really good.
series.
Have you watched second season, season 2? I think, or whatever season the new one's out.
The new one, I think, whatever the last one was, we just finished watching.
Yeah, that's good. Sammy, what about you?
I would have to stick with probably just Netflix.
What about show? Don't tell me Big Brother, because I'll come over there and whoop you on
that's one of my
television.
that's my favorite live TV reality show. But we haven't watched a show since we got into Ozark, and then we tried watching Mayor of Kingstown, and
you gave it one segment. That's not watching a first quarter of a game. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
But a first quarter of a game isn't an hour long.
But we probably got
45 minutes long.
Not a first quarter.
I bet you.
We got 8 or 10 network shows that we watch religiously, and when none of them are on, and if we're not in the middle of one of our binges on a series, we just go to Netflix, and they've picked up. When you finish a movie, they've got
others you would like.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you put down you like it, they learn what you like.
Yeah.
And right now, if we say let's go to Netflix, and we turn it on, we go to movies, and the first one listed, we usually take, and we usually like.
Yeah.
And
they know what you like.
That's scary,
more than what
good.
you know.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Well, for me, I mean, I would say our favorite show, I think, and I'm going to speak for Sonia too, Mayor of Kingstown. Well, Jeremy Renner is the guy, and he's got other well-known actors in that movie, but we love Mayor of Kingstown. Of course, we love Landman. We loved Ozark. We loved Breaking Bad. We loved Yellowstone. We're finishing up The Wire, which is back in the early 2000s. That's a good one. Yeah, that's good. But Mayor of Kingstown, Jeremy Renner.
How many seasons are we at on that?
On Mayor of Kingstown?
Yeah.
4 or 5, I think.
Is Jeremy Renner the guy who is in the Avengers?
Yes.
You like him?
Love him.
Wow.
And he got ran over. It's a great story. January 1st of 24.
Yeah.
Or 25, he got ran over by his own 13,000-pound snow. What do you call them? Snow machine.
Snowmobile.
No, a snow removes the snow.
Oh, snow plower.
Yeah, snow plow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know you liked him.
Oh man, he's so good and he has a movie called The Wind River or something like that. But the dude is my favorite actor.
I thought you really liked the dude.
Yeah.
I thought you really liked the dude who got shot in the.
I do. He was in another called Bloodline, which is a really good show. Bloodline and Money Heist. It's another good one. All right. That's that. So oh man,
Kennedy says I only watch basketball now, which is true.
I'm sorry, Kennedy.
Every
you need
single
to take
night.
charge.
Every
Take
single night.
charge. You're in charge.
She wants to watch Wicked.
Okay. Stick to basketball. We'll talk.
It's only 2 movies.
Let's talk about our political stuff locally next Tuesday, if you all don't mind. All right, we got a poem today.
Yeah, and I am wearing Edina on a old North Stars jersey, and they have the same colors, and it happens to be as we say, tourney time in Minnesota. There's both a girls and a boys tournament, and 8 teams, Class A and Class AA. And right now, Edina plays tonight in the last game of the quarterfinals. 4 of them. When I go home, I'll be rushing home. Just write this down. It's called prep45.com. Live streams it, and it is some of the best hockey you'll ever watch. And so I got a little poem here called Eating Cake, and it's about my Edina Hornets, and it goes something like this. The Edina Hornets were split. East stayed in the hive. A short westward drive, the Cougars came alive. That's where I went to school. 1972 was the year, separated without fear. Of course, some of the gals shed a small tear. Highway 100 became the divide, but we still kept our strong town pride. Now, 2 schools could win, which is not a big sin. The new friendly rivals in fun did compete, yet Southwest and Richfield we both loved to beat. Forever bonded as family versus the rest of the state. With only jealousy at stake, they whine that we eat cake. Such misguided hate. What a sad fate. If you criticize success, your life must be a mess. With heads held high, we take a big sigh and then thank the Lord above that our folks taught us love. Cap and gown in 73. 50 years have now passed me. Now it's back to a single high school. Nothing's changed. Hornets still rule. Thursday, March 5th, the Edina Hornets face off against Andover in the Minnesota State Boys High School Championship quarterfinals. Edina has appeared 39 times in the event, winning it 9 times among the 213 titles in all sports, both boys and girls, including interadaptive. I didn't write it down. They will loudly be greeted by the typical hate-fueled boos of those jealous of success.
Cool.
Cool.
They're called the what? Cougars?
Well, we had the Hornets, and they split, and we got the Cougars. They went back together, just like the demographic exchange, and so now it's back to one school.
Interesting.
And it's the Hornets.
Because we have the Indians, and we're soon going to have the Buffaloes. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Day in history. Let's
Day in
hear
history. 7-0 again. No bonuses. Here we go. Thursday, March 5th. The Boston Massacre took place as British soldiers who had been taunted by a crowd of colonists opened fire, killing 5 people. The killing fueled colonists' outrage in the run-up to the American Revolution. Before the Revolution, Sam.
1771.
1795.
1770.
Oh, I was close.
Close. Only
said
counts
before
in
the
horseshoes
Revolution,
and hand
Dad.
grenades.
Yeah.
Come on.
Sam picked up. Winston Churchill delivered a speech at Westminster College in Fulton, Missouri, in which he marked the onset of the Cold War, saying, "From Stettin in the Baltic to Trieste in the Adriatic, an iron curtain has descended across the continent."
1850.
1935.
46. After the war. After
Come on.
World War II is when the Cold War starts.
Oh,
You could
just a
just
little
say
bit.
I got it wrong.
I'm trying to educate you.
Okay.
Country music performers Patsy Cline, Cowboy Copas, and Hawkshaw Hawkins died in the crash of their plane, a Piper Comanche, near Camden, Tennessee, along with pilot Randy Hughes, Cline's manager.
1962.
Very good, son. But I want to say 1961.
Very good. If you split the difference or something like that, 1963 would have been the winner.
Dang.
We do that too much.
NASA's Voyager 1 space probe made its closest approach to Jupiter, sending back photographs of the planet and its moons.
1969.
1979.
79 for the bonus.
Oh, yeah.
Dang.
Best year ever.
Martha Stewart was convicted in New York of conspiracy, obstructing justice, and lying to the government about why she'd sold for Inclone Systems stock just before the stock's price plummeted.
Yeah, she goes to jail for things Nancy Pelosi did every other day.
1992.
Her ex-stockbroker, Peter Akonovic, was also found guilty in scandal.
1992.
1994.
2004.
The year I was born.
Terry says 1954. I believe he would have been answering that to Patsy Cline, maybe? I can't remember.
Maybe so.
All right.
We close with a promised ceasefire in the Ukrainian port of Mariupol collapsed amid scenes of terror in the besieged town.
2021.
2023.
2022 for the bonus.
Oh my God.
For the bonus.
Well, at least I 4-3 today. All right. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to share with everybody. Oh, that's it. We got our true facts that sound a lot like they aren't for real, or maybe they are. So, true or false? The longest tennis match in history lasted over 11 hours of play.
There's absolutely no way that they played for 11 hours.
True. Very good, Terry. What was the answer of the last one?
The last one was true. Oh.
No, 2000 and...
That's not
No,
it.
that's not the last. The one before that, I think he got right or close.
Yeah, he
within
did.
the frame. All right, Jeff. True or false? The longest tennis match in history lasted over 11 hours.
Well, how do we know about every tennis match or this Grand Slam
I'm
or
talking
whatnot?
about
I don't know.
in professional tennis.
No, I'm going to say false.
The answer is true.
I knew it.
John Isner and Nicholas Mahut were forced into a tiebreaker during the fifth and final set. While a tiebreaker would usually add a few extra minutes to a match, this one added hours, finally finishing with an astonishing 70-68 score.
When?
Eisner won.
When?
I don't know when. Why
It
you
doesn't
writing
say
a
when.
book?
You know what? I need more validation.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't.
y'all
I don't
y'all
believe
y'all
that.
didn't get it right.
And
Look it up.
Who are those guys? Was this in
John
in,
Eisner's a good a tennis player. Y'all look it up. Quit
Not good
being-
enough to play
quit being
consistently for 11
curmudgeons.
hours.
Yeah.
He played 11 hours. All right, so there you have it. Our show is sponsored by Hoosers Custom Meats, HOOSERS Custom Meats. We are very happy. Actually, not. Let me say that again. Hooser Custom Meats, HOOSER CustomMeats.com. Phone number is 903-688-1446. They are in Italy, Texas, just a bit down the road. Not Italy, but Italy, Texas. And the food's great. And we are thrilled to have them as a sponsor and to promote them to you. So if you're looking for steaks and anything else like that, Hootser Custom Meats is the place for you to go. I wrote down here, what was I going to start keeping track of?
Oh, our scores on this little competition.
So, yeah, scores. So did I won this one, Sam? Wait a minute. Why does that say J?
No,
oh, on this. So what'd you get?
Sam got a 1.
What'd you say? Well, no, you both lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't get anything. Yeah, you didn't get anything either. You're
right.
Oprah.
Yeah, okay.
You need to work on your game.
Okay.
All right, Jeffrey, it's all yours.
Don't forget, if you care, prep45.com. You're going to see some hockey you won't believe. And when you turn on at 8 o'clock, you're going to be seeing 3/4 of the people there booing my Hornets. But that's okay. We got thick skin. We can take it. And make it a great day and try to put a smile on somebody's face today. Boom, bye.